It was the night that I dreamed of that a tornado was coming. And then we ended up lying down to sleep. I know it's super weird, right? A tornado and you're going to sleep. Anybody who lives in an area of the country or lives in an area where tornadoes are prevalent, you understand kind of the anxiety, kind of the sense of urgency that you have when it comes to getting to safety. But in this dream, I and some of my companions were actually encouraged to lie down and sleep. And this reminds me of Matthew 8, 23 through 27. And this is a familiar story for some and maybe not so familiar for others, but it says this: then he, and that's Jesus, got in the boat, his disciples with him. The next thing they knew, they were in a severe storm. Waves were crashing into the boat and he was sound asleep. He, being Jesus, was sound asleep. They roused him, pleading, "Master, save us. We're going down." Jesus reprimanded them and he said, "Why are you such cowards, such faint hearts?" Then he stood up and he told the wind to be silent, the sea to quiet down. Silence. The sea became smooth as glass. The men rubbed their eyes, astonished, saying, "What's going on here?" Wind and sea come to heel at his commands. You know, that dream that night taught me that I can rely just that much on God, even when a storm, a real storm, is approaching. That's the opposite of my go-to, because when a storm is approaching, I'm thinking about a safe place. I'm thinking about how strong is the wind going to blow? How hard is the rain going to fall? Is there going to be flash flooding? Is there going to be a threat of hail? Is there going to be a tornado? My go-to is to find safety, but I can rely on God to the point of lying down to sleep when a storm is threatening to overtake my life. When we sleep, our bodies and our minds are repaired. Things are rejuvenated. Things are renewed. That's physical. That's physically. And when we sleep spiritually and allow God to take care of our issues, then there's also some spiritual renewal of our minds and our thoughts and our hearts. There's some repair. God does what he needs to do in us while he takes care of the elements, the dynamics of the storm around us. Storms can open our eyes to see God more clearly and more personally, and he wants us to experience him and to be drawn to him in relationships so that we can be fully convinced and fully convicted that he is who he says he is. Now, I can talk about how great the chicken salad is that I make, but until you taste it, you can hear me talk about it all day, but until you taste and see and have your own experience, that you can also say, that chicken salad is good. You can fully then be appreciative of it. You can fully be convinced that it is good. And then when you taste it, not only will you agree that it's good, but you'll want to share that goodness with someone else. Listen, I challenge you today to taste and see for yourself that God is good, even through the lens of a storm. I am Dr. Jennifer Patterson. This has been No Cap.